Canada has announced new rules that will change how long many permanent residents can access free newcomer settlement services. Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada introduced the policy as part of broader efforts to manage immigration programs and ensure settlement resources remain available for newcomers who need them most. The changes focus specifically on economic class permanent residents. Under the current system, economic immigrants can access federally funded settlement services at any point after receiving permanent residence and before becoming Canadian citizens. That open access is now ending. Beginning on April 1, 2026, economic class permanent residents will be allowed to use federally funded settlement services for up to 6 years after the date they officially became permanent residents. This means individuals who became permanent residents on or before April 1, 2020 will no longer be eligible for these services starting on that date. The policy will become even stricter the following year. Starting on April 1, 2027, the eligibility period will be reduced to 5 years after the date someone becomes a permanent resident. Anyone who receives permanent residence on or after that date will have 5 years to access free settlement services. These new time limits apply to permanent residents who immigrated through economic and employment-based programs. This includes people who obtained permanent residence through express entry programs such as the Canadian Experience Class, the Federal Skilled Worker Program, and the Federal Skilled Trades Program. It also applies to permanent residents who arrived through provincial nominee programs, the Atlantic Immigration Program, the Startup Visa Program, the Self-Employed Persons Program, Rural Immigration Pilots, and several other economic pathways. Family members included in the same permanent residence application, such as spouses, common law partners, and dependent children, will follow the same eligibility timeline as the main applicant. However, not all newcomers will be affected by the new limits. Permanent residents who immigrated through family sponsorship or refugee resettlement programs will continue to have unlimited access to federally funded settlement services. Certain humanitarian groups and special immigration pathways will also remain exempt from the time limits. Settlement services help newcomers integrate into Canadian society by offering support with job searches, employment preparation, language training, community orientation, and assistance overcoming barriers to integration. These programs are funded by the federal government and delivered by settlement service organizations across the country, except in Quebec, which operates its own immigration integration system. Economic immigrants are now being encouraged to use these services earlier in their settlement journey rather than waiting several years after becoming permanent residents. The government says the new eligibility limits are designed to promote earlier integration while ensuring settlement resources remain available for new arrivals entering Canada each year.